Hi and welcome to Let's Play Bastion Part 5.
You get to see a bit more. You get to see a bit more behind the scenes action. This is the Timeshitters account, and there's Gerald.
That's yeah. Gerald is basically me and Jack drew what we think an Adonis looks like, and we combined our two drawings, and that was what we came up with. But in all seriousness, I think I mentioned in another video that was one of the default avatars you can pick when you create a new account.
I like him,
and I think it's hilarious. So yeah, this is well, I've already shown all this in the first video. So this is some fresh off the press footage.
Oh yeah.
Now
the freshest it can get.
Now I was playing this when I was on the phone, so I had the sound muted and I wasn't really paying attention. So my gameplay is a little worse in this video. Oh, that's my excuse anyway. I do die in this video for the first time because basically I was on the phone to my girlfriend, then Jack rang me, then my girlfriend. I rang my girlfriend back. So I think that was possibly the point I died because I was trying to change calls. This is my excuse.
The only reason Ben's making so many excuses is because like he knows that I'm better at this game than he is.
I am. Liam linked the neutral planets, the Neutronians. I have no strong feelings either way. About who's better. Yeah.
The applause makes it for me in that particular.
So basically, just to sum up, basically in this, I think I play 3 or 4 levels and get a few cores. We get a bit of plot advancement as well.
A wee bit.
We get what's known as the midpoint in dramatic terms.
So, like, what does that mean? Like, I'm sure I can have my best guess, but what's your sort of wanky explanation
there's
of it?
A change in pay. There's the inciting incident which kicks off the plot. So you've got sort of order, then the inciting incident causes chaos. Then in the midpoint, the chaos changes in some way.
Oh, okay. I know exactly what you're talking about, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yes.
Or when it pops up out of the ground.
Sorry. That was probably less fun to listen to than it was to do.
I think people will get it. See, that shield isn't bad, eh?
As I said, this is the only enemy it's actually useful against.
Well, like, it's only...
See, I forgot here, I was on the phone and forgot to lift my shield up then.
Oh, okay. It's the only enemy which it's essential. I almost said it's the only enemy which is useful.
No, you can fight through it if you man up.
Well, I didn't know you had to do this. I always just ran away from him.
Then you miss out on. Sorry. So we get our first. This is the final building type, which is the shrine. Now the shrine is it's an interesting gameplay aspect because basically it lets you customize the difficulty of your gameplay. So basically you can put a series of difficulty increases that will increase the amount of experience and fragments you get, but also up the difficulty. So it can be
taking more damage from enemies, like you recover less, things like that.
Yeah, I think it's things like that. I can't remember many off the top of my head. But they're fairly obvious things that make it harder, but it means you can push yourself more as a game, and it's quite an interesting idea, really.
I mean, my sort of thing in it was that I would push myself as hard as I think I could go, and then if I was like, I just couldn't get past the level, I would have to tone it down begrudgingly.
I'll be honest, in my experience, if you want to farm for experience and fragments, that's not the easiest way of doing it.
It's not.
Because it means you have to spend more time battling enemies because they're harder. So I don't think it's the most effective way. But you know, some people like a hard mode of a game. That's this game's equivalent.
Well, there's nothing worse than buying a game and then realizing that it's a good idea for a game, but it's too easy and you finish it in like no time. This game gives you no excuse to sort of say that game was too easy because you made that game too easy for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the other thing is also there's a new game plus where you can play back through again.
With all your stats intact, basically.
Yeah. So that was an instance where the narrator clearly stated that I would finish the level, but I couldn't hear it because I wasn't listening, so I went to look around a bit, and I think I do that a couple more times in this video. But it's still good, honest japes, Jack, and that's the important thing.
Good, honest japes. We can.
Now we can build a shrine of our own.
So I should really be conversing with the narrator because I'm going to tone him down.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to really hear that.
No.
So yeah, I'm still using the. I think we only get one new weapon in this video. I hope I haven't missed one because I was sort of zooming through it. As I say, if you want, this is a really easy game to speedrun. Like you can abuse so much on it for speed. Like my original playtime of this was maybe 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours, and then my second one was maybe an hour, hour and a half. Like
really?
You can really blitz it.
The Langston River flowed free and wild.
I do like it how each core level fleshes out the world in a completely sort of different angle each time.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, from a completely like mechanical point of view, it's hard to distinguish one level from another in many ways, but the storytelling really brings each level to life, I think, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, they can do that. Because, you know, no matter what you want to say about things like Super Mario or something like that, the levels keep the game interesting, but the stories are still ditch water because we've heard it a million times and it's just not fresh.
Exactly. I mean, sorry. I think this is an example of me not having the best weapons available, in that I'm using the shotgun here, which is frankly terrible for fighting things at this range. As you can see, I have a lot of problems taking out those turrets. I do actually remember that you can throw the machete halfway through this, so I start using that, but it's very slow to use compared to the shotgun. Or musket, as it's called.
We get it. It's a shotgun.
It's a shotgun in all but name.
I love how, like, they kind of live in boxes.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben and I do, like, a lot of other things. Like,
we don't live in boxes.
Like, we do like a lot of comedy stuff, debating things, that kind of thing. And I swear that whenever I try and come up with an idea for a sketch these days, like for like a low budget setting, a lot of them revolve around a cardboard box or two.
Me and Jack were ranking sketches the other night, and I think there were about 5 sketches that I was pretty happy with in one night. And then Jack I said, okay Jack, I'm running out of ideas here, can you give me some ideas? He literally gave me 3 ideas in a row that all revolved around a cardboard box. And he didn't even realise, and I was like, Jack, these are all just cardboard box ideas. Your current theme seems to be men dressed as babies, which I don't quite get.
I'm a one-track mind kind of guy. I want boxes to work, so I'll give it 3 chances. I want men dressed as babies to be appropriate. I mean, no, that's not what I mean. You get it.
You want that to be appropriate?
I want it to be funny. I want it to be accepted.
I think it is considered funny.
Well, good. I think it is hilarious. I just want it to be considered funny in the sense, oh, we're being swarmed by like pecky bird things.
Yes.
Like.
I hope you're not wanting any more info on that, Jack.
I was, because they just keep on pecking at you, like in the group, don't they? That's their thing.
Yeah, the shotgun is in that regard very good for that.
Because it's sort of like a sort of a spray repellent for like a fly swatter of sorts.
Yeah.
Oh, we've made the turrets fall in love with you.
Yeah, you have the 2 flame turrets defending you. You want to try and keep them alive for as long as possible, because they're obviously very useful, particularly when you get large groups of enemies, like those birds, because you saw they took them out pretty efficiently.
And when you're in a limited space like this small moving platform, it's not like you can run through the entire level. You have to defend your ground.
Yeah. I really am playing quite badly, aren't I?
Yeah, but this is quite the slog, isn't it? Like, I mean, I really feel in terms of storytelling that the sort of evil forces or sort of antagonists are really throwing everything they've got at me. It makes me feel like I'm a threat to them and that things are getting a bit more real.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's... I don't know, I think one arguable problem with Bastion is there isn't much variation. Like, it's like, the gameplay doesn't mix up that much. There's not many ways of doing it. It annoys me how many times I keep falling off when I roll between these 2 ships as well. I think it happens twice. Which, given there's no discernible gap there, annoys me.
It is quite annoying. I feel... I just feel like why is it ever necessary for there to be a way of falling through the earth unless it's like a hole that's been created by... Like, I don't see why the game would let you walk off the edge and die. It just doesn't seem necessary for that to happen.
Because I don't know. I think you can abuse invisible walls too much. Invisible walls can be very frustrating.
True.
Also, actually, we'll deal with that later when it comes up. So I spend an inordinate amount of time not being able to work out where to go here. This is a boss fight, to be fair. There's this big bird, not Big Bird, obviously.
Well, it's not obviously not Big Bird because they look very similar, the two of them.
I thought I died then for a second. I thought that was embarrassing.
So these ones seem to attack by giving you a little time to react and just storming through you.
They're just I think.
Just like, keep on running out of the way of it, or?
Yeah, I almost said use the shield then, but stubbornness wouldn't let me.
I think the shield would be very useful in that situation because you wouldn't have to dodge. You could always keep up with the offense.
So Jack, at the moment I'm probably having a conversation about various ways of discussing Israel-Palestine with my girlfriend. Have you seen where we need to go yet?
Where you need to go?
Yeah.
In terms of what?
On the level. Because we go down there.
Oh, yeah, see that isn't immediately obvious. Like, I have done this before, but I forgot that happened.
Yeah. So this is an interesting, and this is a sort of variation at the end of the level, and so we're not just jumping on a sky gate back to the Bastion, we actually go to a different area.
Which is not typical so far.
No, I think this is the first time that's happened. Prosper Bluff, as 'tis known.
What is a bluff?
What do you mean geographically?
Yeah.
I honestly don't know.
It's a very nice sounding thing, and I know that a bluff sounds like somewhere I'd like to go, but I don't know what one is.
Nothing. Anyway, not even a pie.
Not even a pie. Oh, it's the poisonous gas things. Like.
But I think you're talking about why is there any practical reason to fall off? Like, first off, I think there is a practical reason to fall off because it means you actually pay attention and you don't just abuse the invisible walls. But I think there's also a stylistic decision going on there.
Okay, I can buy that because
The whole idea of the game is sort of you're bounced on the edge of oblivion, and you literally being in that situation emphasises that thematically much more.
All right, I can buy that. I accept.
Good.
Oh. I do like. I mean, typically, up to a certain point. Oh, I like this song in the back. Anyway,
music's really good.
Typically, up until a certain point in gaming history, advantages and disadvantages in a game like this would be solely dictated by stats.
Yes.
But more and more, I see optical things playing more of a part, like making the game harder to control or interact with as a punishment, as a sort of a status thing. Like even in like Fallout, which I'm playing at the moment, I got crippled in the head.
Oh, I hate that in Fallout. It's so annoying.
So like every now, like more often than not, I wouldn't be able to see properly, which is very difficult when you're being attacked from all sides.
I forgot how much I like this song as well. It's really good. It's
really
one of my favourite tracks in the game. I might just listen to this afterwards. Actually,
it's really soothing. I would recommend. Do you know which one it is? Like, there's names for all these songs.
I honestly don't. I recognise the tracks and playing the game, but I've never sat down and listened to them separately. Me abusing AI there because I'm never too proud to do that.
So, you seem to be like jumping around the level quite a lot.
Basically, when you go and hit the switch, the level design changes, so you need to use those jumping pad things to get back to the area. So this one jumps you to an area you can't walk across to, so you can hit this switch. Which finally opens that gate, which means I can progress. Or progress, if you will.
Okay, so again we need to find another switch. That seemed utterly pointless. Smashing through those logs.
Well, it's just artificial lengthening things, really. True,
but fake. Oh, that's annoying. See, I think that could have been a little more forgiving.
Like, the problem is, right. One of my favourite things in this is quite important. This is an important plot thing. We get a journal.
Ooh, this is very important.
So we discovered who was singing it as well. So we've got a couple of plot points there. They'll become relevant very soon. But we've got the singer, who is the second person we found. The first one was Zulf, who was the
stone-faced survivor, where we had lots of people who were like stone statues that didn't make it. That's
it was
where we
him
found
in the
Zulf.
gardens, and also obviously we've got the old man narrator.
Rux, I think he's called.
Yes.
We darn near celebrated when the kid got back, didn't we? Zolf never thought he'd see a fellow or
So Zulf and the singer are both of the same ethnicity.
They're
both Ura types.
Yes, they are.
Calamity has that
And
effect.
you and the kid are Solondians.
But there was more to be done. There was one last core to find.
Yeah, I forgot to put the core back. Actually, didn't even remember picking one up.
I spent a while thinking, what do I do next? And I was like, oh yes, I have a core. Cores are what I'm like. It's so easy to like get lost in cores being important and forgetting what they're actually for in terms of the story and the game.
Yeah, you just want to get on with it. So we built a shrine there, which does all the things that other shrine did. So that's why you make the game harder for more experience.
Yeah.
I don't really use it because, as I say, I don't. It's not just a difficulty thing. I don't think the benefit really works out. Like,
it's not like sound in terms of. You said before the extra time it would take to like get to the levels isn't worth the extra margin of experience.
No, I don't think it's the most effective way to grind. But like, there's a sort of the idea of like, I really like times when they play perception in gaming, but I don't. What I mean by that is I don't like your character being able to get drunk so the whole screen blurs. That's just irritating. But
Yeah.
I do find I really like it when your character sort of hallucinates or is unsure of what's real or not. Like,
Right.
I really like that, which is strange because I absolutely hate it in films.
Well, they do it very well, almost memorably for me in Oblivion, where you take Hissat.
Oh yeah, that's a really good example. There's another really good example coming up in Fallout. There's a couple of really good examples in Fallout 3 actually, but I won't spoil those.
Oh, thank you. But I've already seen quite a few of those. Like,
This is just very stupid, by the way. The core's clearly there, and I'm not picking it up.
I mean, stubborn or stupid.
I think I was being stupid at this point.
But you've got a nice little bird to play with, so that's fine. It annoys me how many
I think I die here,
times these birds hit you. Ooh.
The wilds.
Now I'm not sure how those chances left are dictated, because I think normally when I die you get one, so I'm not sure how that works.
Why you've got two instead.
Anyway, we get the I think it's called the dueling pistols.
Oh, these are pretty fun.
So they're sort of rapid fire.
fire.
You sort of hammer it so they're sort of not dissimilar to the Fang repeater that we got at the start. Also the Fang repeater challenge is one of the most difficult ones. I think there must be something I'm doing wrong, because as far as I can see, I can't be doing it much better, and I'm not even approaching a gold.
So there's some sort of tactic or strategy regarding the weapons.
It's like a reactions test.
Yeah.
You'll see it. By the way, there's quarry cards. I think you can top up your tonics. I'm not sure if it's indefinite, but you certainly get one every time.
That's pretty good. Oh, these things can be the death of you if you're not careful, these jumping heavies.
This is a level that's very, very easy to blitz through. Like, there's a lot of enemies to fight here, or you can just blitz it and I'm done. Like,
You can just skip through everything.
yeah.
Anxious to get back. After all, he's got the final core.
I mean,
His journey's
personally, like, when it comes to action RPGs, I just insist on fighting everything. Like, if it's Paper Mario or something, I can't let one of them skip high. I have to slaughter them all.
Paper Mario, there are badges you can get to sort of win the. Paper Mario is just great. Like, Thousand Year Door, I honestly think it's
One of the best.
I think it's my favourite Mario game, and it's not like a platformer. Right, so here we get some plot. Things have gone badly.
I mean, look at this artwork.
Heated discussion.
Zorf just looks terrifying.
Yep.
Muster the words. The calamity fades,
So
he says.
basically, you pick up that journal, which I sort of said was important earlier. Basically, that was written by Zulf's dad, who was a scientist responsible for creating the calamity, which is the event which caused all this. And the whole
Ura feared the
Actually, I'm not sure we get to that much plot yet, so I won't deal with that yet. But Zulf reads it and realizes the Solondians are to blame for the calamity, basically, and they were used to. The calamity was created to wipe out the Ura, sort of a genocidal thing, but some of them survived, and so he realizes it's wrong, so he runs off to find the rest of the Ura.
Oh, wow.
That's basically the plot point. Oh, and he trashes the monument, by the way. So
pretty big of him to do that, isn't it? How's he managed that?
I know.
I couldn't trash a Bastion. Well, not that quickly. I have to, do a few crossroads first.
Have you ever tried it?
I've ever tried to destroy a floating platform city above a calamitous planet. Yeah, but I didn't.
But you've never shot a gun off a ladder.
No, I wouldn't dream of it.
That was in our appalling Mega Man fail video.
Mega fail 10.
Yeah.
It's a must see.
I disagree. I've never even got to the end of it.
To be honest, I know like how bad it's going to get near the end, and I can't let myself watch it. I just cringe too much.
Anyway, I think this is pretty much the end. I think I just go there to initiate a save. But that's pretty much the end of the video. So we'll see you again in part 6 of Let's Play Bastion.
See you then, guys.
What a load of shit.